Hello, welcome to the DBMS laboratory. So we are on a way towards PLSQL part. So the PLSQL part we take up from the experiment number 6, move it to experiment number 7, 8, 9 and 10. So experiment number 6, it talks about triggers. Experiment number 7 towards procedures, 8 with PLSQL loops, exception handling, functions and cursors. The last lecture we talked about the triggers. Now this talk will confine towards moving the experiment as a part of experiment number 7. As a part of experiment number 7, that is what we call it as procedures. So before we dig deep into the procedures, so we need to understand the modular approach. So in modular approach, we look with subprograms. So in order to execute a task more efficiently and easy way, we look towards the modular programming. So to implement these subprograms, we need to have one functions, another we look with to a value called as procedures. But when a function is going to contain, it is going to return a value. But whereas procedures, they just they don't return a return a value. So that was the key takeaway between what was function and what was procedure. So now the syntax towards implementing the procedure was to create or replace. The name was a procedure, a keyword, and followed by procedure name and the parameters with in, out, and the procedure body. So create or replace, again, these are the reserved words, and procedure, it is going to be called the keyword here, and procedure name, that is user defined name to be given to the procedure. And we have in and we have out, so these take exclusively in operation, input operation, and whereas this out, it goes with the exclusively output operation, and this in and out, the same variable uh, can be used for both input and output. So that is the key takeaway why we need to do with this procedures, etc. And every procedure do have a procedure body here, and it is referred with the main program body, etc. Now here is an example to demonstrate the minimum of a number. So we don't encourage much on the logic part, but the only thing was how procedures are going to be implemented in this scenario. So that was the takeaway why we will be using the procedure part. So now we have the declarative part as follows here. So the declarative part, that was uh, dealing with the A, B, and C. So these are three variables, and now we can use procedure. So procedure here, it is assumed as a keyword, and find max is going to be the user defined name. And now you can see this in and in, that is x comma y, they are used for input variables. And then you can look z, so z, it is going to be the output variable here. So now we can say this a, b, c, they are going to give the actual parameters, and we can say x, y, z, and they are going to be the formal parameters. Now the function, when we take up, it is from function begin to function end. So this is what we can call it as the procedure body, the procedure body here. So with begin and end, and begin and end here. So begin and end we will use up with the procedure body. Then we have the another part that was if and if. So here you can see if loop is going to be taken up. So if it needs to be ended up, we will be using the end if option. Then we make a condition here, and you can see z is going to be given a equality here. So z is going to be the output variable, and x is going to be the input variable here. So in this way, we are going to build up the function, and from begin to end, we call here as a main body here, and main body. So now here we can find minimum of a comma b comma c. Now a comma b comma c, they are going to be the actual parameters, and find max is the procedure call, is going to be the procedure call, and this is procedure body and procedure definition. So everything is taken part at this case. And now there is another thing. This is DBMS underscore output. We call DBMS underscore output. It is assumed as the package name, and followed by put underscore line. It is called as an output method to display the content. So we call as a method name. So now the key takeaways towards working with the function was, we are taking to find the minimum value between two numbers, so a and b, and then we found it. But the only thing was, we are going to call the work with the function call. So when a function call is made, when a function call was made, immediately you should understand this function call is mapped to the position here. A is going to be given to x, and b is given to y, and c is given to z. So that's the relationship we need to understand at this case. Now, now what we will do is, we will now open our SQL prompt, and thereby we will start executing the same content here also, and see how the function is going to be, how the procedures are going to be executed at this case. So now the same program we are bringing up into our SQL editor here. So we are now using the live editor. So the first part, it is going to show up the function body. Then we are now at a and b. It is going to be part of the main body, and now we can uh, look how the function is going to execute. So the first part we were mentioning, it is with declare here with the a, b, and c as the input values, and find max is the name of a function, and then the name of a procedure, excuse me, the name of a procedure, and in x and y, they are going to be the input parameters, and z, it is going to represent the output parameter here. And if we are using the if and if loop to execute to find the maximum, or to find the minimum of the two numbers. So we will just work out here how to bring up. So a and b here, they are from the main body, and we find the minimum of a number between 23 and 45. So now let us hit on the run button. So we will just log off here, as the session has expired. So we will just log off, and then we will log in again for understanding, as the session was expired. So we need to re-log in here and give the credentials again towards taking up the project. So it is taking time to connect. And meanwhile, what we can do is I will meanwhile, so yeah, it is connecting. So meanwhile, what we can do is we will look into the second program that was here. So the second program, it is starting up with the values to find the square of a number. So let us give our credentials and thereby uh, get it the task executed here. So we are logging into the SQL part. So now we are at the prompting position. So we will bring up the things here, that is towards the procedures illustration. So it goes from declare, declare to the end of the body. So bring this into our work area, and then we'll execute the program here. So the statements are processed. Now you can find the minimum of the two numbers is given as follows in this model. But the intention was not to understand how to find the minimum of two numbers, but the intention of bringing this program is how we are working with the procedures. Now let us look into the second program, that was to find the uh, square of a given number. So in order to find the square of a given number, now again we can see the same function declaration, etc. So at this case, we should understand here we have in and out. So we have in and out as the parameters to move at this issue here. So the square, it is going to be noted down with the square of a number. So we have declare a, it is going to be the local variable, followed by the procedure, that is square of a number in and out, and it is uh, computing the square of a number. So in the main body, we have given as a is equals to 23. Then we are making the call here, that is square of a number a. So then we are going to display the 23 square as 589, etc. Now, to understand this demonstration, now uh, uh, we should use this in this model, that is procedure in and out. So in and out, they are going to be assumed as input and output variables. The same variable name can be used to both the sides, and that is the reason why the formal parameter and actual parameter, they are representing the same, that is square of a. So uh, now here a and is called as the actual parameter, and x is going to be called as the formal parameter as of now. So now in the value a is going to be mapped to the x here, so for clear cut understanding, and the square num is going to be the procedure call, and it is going to map out to the procedure name called as square num. So thereby x is equals to x into x, the logic part is going to be done, and thereby it is generating the output. So let us see how it goes as part of the SQL here. So we are now telling that we start with the main program with a declare, and thereby we are going to use the function body here. So so this is much more what we are talking about use and meaning. So uh, declare A as a number, square num is going to be the name of a procedure, X is going to be the formal parameter, in and out they are going to show that X acts as an input variable and an output variable, and begin to end is going to be the procedure body. Again, from begin to end is the main body, and main body it is calling up the procedure here. And now we have the output line like printf and C out in C and C++. So we have DBMS underscore output as the name of a package name, and put underscore line as a method name, and thereby we generate the answer. So we'll hit on the run button to see the process of the statement, how it is going to get executed. So earlier value it is with the minimum of a number. Now you can see the value of 23 is going to be for 529. So let us change the primitive to a is equals to 25. So we can assume here the square of a 25. So it is 625. So just the procedure is same. Now we can see the run and hit on the run button. Now you can see this SQL statement is processed and the square is of 625. So that is all from the procedure side. So we have done with the procedures. Now in the next video we will look with the loop structures of the PLSQL. That is all done. Yeah. Thank you. We are ending it up.